Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back. This is Snowbreak Containment Zone,
With a
alright?
legend like me by your side, you must feel pretty honored.
That's right, with a legend by her side. This is the anime shooter that I've been playing recently. And we're going to be talking about the SSR character that you're going to be getting for free when you reach 512 in the main story. Chapter 5, 12 right here, 512. After you bid this one, you get a SSR selector. So which one should we choose? Oh, your choices are all here. 5 choices. You got Yao-Winter Winter Solstice. You got Fenny-Coronet. You got Hush, Fritia-Hush, Lyfe-Wild Hunt, and Marian-Swift. Which should you choose? Well, it really depends, right? Because do you see this banner here? It's called the beginner's onboarding banner. When you roll 50 times, you get a free SSR character, one of them. You get 20% discount because it's the beginner banner, so it costs 8 instead of 10 tickets. So I recommend you pulling this first, going up to 50, getting your first SSR, and then when you get to 512, you choose the other SSR that goes well with your playstyle, or goes well with your team comp, right? That's the most important thing. So, I mean, this game is, I think it's pretty free to play because technically you're getting 2 SSRs already, and there's not a lot of new characters. The only new character right now is Kaguya, which is not in the standard banner, or Akasia Kaguya. So far, pretty free to play friendly. I'm also free to play right now. Let's go over the characters. So the first character we got is Lyfe-Wild Hunt, right? What is her abilities? So she uses a SMG. Okay. She does frost damage. So if you're not aware, right, this is the primary ability. So if you're on field, this is what you get to use her on when you're on field, when you're using her on field. So basically, launches snow to launch a stream of frost fangs. Basically, a bunch of stuff comes out of her, like a bunch of frost fangs, like I guess like ice missiles kind of thing. Once it's fired, cannot be interrupted, and basically it just shoots like a bunch of ice particles at the enemy. Really cool, really strong. She could be like your main on-field DPS because I think all her skills are all, well, she has actually damage and control. So if you don't know, on the top left it says damage ability, or this one, for example, it says control ability. So this is her support skill. Support skill, what that means is if she's off-field and you're using her ability off-field, this happens. Life quickly attacks target in the area in front of her, dealing frost damage and freezing targets for 4 seconds. This is why it's a control, because it's mainly for freezing, right? It's mainly for crowd control. So she's pretty versatile. She has a damage move, she has a control move, and then her ultimate, right? You can swap to her ultimate, or you can use it anytime you have enough energy. Energy is kind of expensive though. 100 energy cost is kind of expensive. But because some other champions cost 60, or some other they call it the battle idols in this game, cost like 60. So this one's 100. Takes a while, but it removes the limitation of direwolf sentinels and launch a blitz attack in the area for dealing frost damage and freezing target. So don't forget, there's a control move, meaning it's mainly for like CCing, like crowd control. Okay, so you freeze a target and basically a giant frozen target. So if you're gonna notice, there's neural skills, right? Neural skills, what that means is enhancements to the additional skill that you choose. Okay, you don't always get all of them, but you choose, and you choose and pick, because you're not gonna get all of them, right? These are additional, I guess additional sub skills within the main skill that you can get that modifies your main skill, right? If you don't know what I'm talking about. So this one, for example, has this one also gives you see, the primary can also give you a 10% chance to apply frozen so damage plus control, right? This one just straight up increases your final damage, so just straight up damage. Increases 50% duration, so this is just longer duration. This one additional frostbite. Wow, okay, so additional, yeah, a lot of CC, a lot of crowd controls. Increased duration to 6 seconds, very nice. The last 6 seconds, very good. It targets frozen, and the HP is lower 5%, it immediately dies. Hey, if it's lower than 5% of match HP, if it's frozen, it immediately dies. Crazy. Okay, I mean, okay, any of the 5-star characters are all good. There's no bad 5-star characters, right? First of all, I forgot to tell you that. But we're gonna go over all of them, and then I'll tell you like what, depending on what your team needs, what I recommend. But obviously, recommendation is just a recommendation. If you like a specific waifu, choose it. I don't know, doesn't really matter. If you like whoever, just choose that, because any 5-star character will carry you through a late game, no problem. This is Fenny-Coronet, all right? She's electrical damage, so tosses a electrical ring on the field, basically, right? And then it does electrical damage. Okay. Well, you get more energy gained in the states. Each pal that hits target, you get mercy. Increase fire rate based on mercy points. So the more mercy you get, the more fire rate you get. So pretty good. So enhance. To see this one's enhanced, it's a buff. Basically, electrical damage doesn't do a lot of damage, but it buffs your rate of fire. And you're using a shotgun user, so shotgun user rate of fire increase. Amazing. Neural skills increases electrical damage now, so this one it becomes damage and enhance. Or this one, depending on will immediately contain mercy. Does this one is even faster getting mercy, which means even faster rate of fire. I mean up to 80, but still amazing. But support skill is what people mostly choose her as. So people use her as more of a support than an on-field DPS because of this specific skill. The support skill for her, like once again, basically when she's not on the field and using another character and you're using her as a support skill, basically Fenny encourages her teammates increase rate of fire 18%. So if you have a sniper, 18% increase, you know, fire rate. If you have a pistol, 18% fire rate. Shotgun, you use the other Fenny, 18% fire for 8 seconds. That's huge. Amazing. So this is the first skill, self buff. Second skill, party buff. Amazing party buff. Increase the duration of the chosen by 10 seconds, even longer than 8 seconds to 10 seconds. Or this one now strengthens the full squad. So meaning you can swap to other characters instead of just the main character that you had. Very good. Meaning, like, for example, if you have a sniper and you have a pistol, if you have a sniper and you use this, it only works on your sniper character. But if you have the second neural skill, now you can swap to any characters and it will still last. You'll still get the boost. It won't go away. Really cool. Her ultimate skill is interrupt. Okay, creates a golden sin domain for 10 seconds, dealing electrical damage to surrounding enemies once every 2 seconds, and interrupting their special skills for 3 seconds. Really good. Interruptions are really good against bosses, because bosses or like big monsters, because it stops them from casting their skills. Well, okay, bosses that are able to get interrupted. Some bosses are not able to get interrupted, but yeah, bosses that are able to get interrupted, very good, because you cast a zone that stops them from casting skills for 10 seconds. And then the neural skills is a paralyze, additional paralyze, a double, so you got interrupt, interrupt, and a crowd control move. And then another one is duration lasts. All damage taken by Fenny reduced by 20%. Hey, that's pretty good. Like, basically you become a super tank. Well, not super tank, 20% is not crazy, but still pretty good. Okay, next character. Marian-Swift, the sniper. Oh, I forgot. Fenny uses a shotgun, yeah. Well, Lyfe-Wild Hunt uses the SMG. Marian uses the sniper. She does kinetic damage. Marian consumes 1 bullet to perform a quick shot, dealing kinetic damage. And this is a damage move, right? The primary. The standard when she's on the field. When Cloud Shot hits, it will mark the target for 3 seconds. The next shot will automatically lock onto a target, clear the mark after hit. Cloud Shot can deal crits or weak spot and deals double damage to shields. Amazing. There's a passive. ADS shot marks the target with fractured feather for 2 seconds. The next Cloud Shot will automatically consume the fractured feather and lock onto the target. So basically, yeah, it's a free lock-on system. I think it's good for mobile users that want to play sniper, because sniper is kind of hard on mobile users at the moment. But if you have Marian, it's easier, right? You have free lock-on, so you just tap and click, and plus you have 2 charges. Pretty cool. And then the neural skill, 3 charges. Nice. And this one is damage Cloud Shot dealt can affect by plus damage boost. So basically these are like additional damage boosts that you can get, modifiers from the card system. Basically like just TLDR does more damage. Cost is really cheap for 5 seconds cooldown. Like, yo, you can cast this all day. Highly recommended for mobile users that want to play sniper, that want to do a lot of damage with sniper rifle. This might be your pick. Her support skill, basically off field. Vaults backwards while firing 1 shot at a target, dealing kinetic damage, knocking back all targets in the path. This also interrupts the target's special skills. So it's an interrupt, basically, right? Interrupt skill. So you interrupt their special skills. It makes you jump backwards. It's not very good. I feel like if you're gonna play her, you want to use her as on field rather than off field. But hey, it's there if you want to play her with that playstyle. You know, each character has their own playstyle, whatever you choose, right? You can choose different paths. So there. I mean, neural skills under uncurable state, dive bombs can be used to clear states, which this is pretty good, right? When you're CC'd, you can use this to remove your CC, basically. Or dive bombs can cause the target on the path to be knocked towards the destination. Okay. Cool. Well, this gives you a little bit of control while interrupting. But like I said, you want to be main DPS on this, or main on field. The ultimate skill, Wounded Bird. Launches a powerful shot dealing kinetic damage to all targets in its path, knocking them into the air. This also interrupts targets, so this is amazing because this is a straight line bullet that hits everything in the way. If you can line up all the enemies in a straight line, boom, piercing, all dead, boom, all dead. Because it does a lot of damage too, even though it says only interrupt. It does a lot of damage, and it knocks them in the air, meaning they get hard crowd control too. In that moment, they also can't do anything while they're in the air. Neural skills: after using Wounded Bird, Cloud Shot, and shots ignore 20%. Wow, huge. Yeah, if you're gonna use Marian, you should definitely get this neural, because after using your special, your shots ignore 20% of the defense, and that's amazing. This one is okay, I guess. Using Wounded Bird fully reloads. I'd rather choose the first one if you had a choice. And look at the energy, only 60. Okay, 30-second cooldown, 60 energy cost. It's very cheap, right? Meaning you're able to cast this a lot. Which makes me forgot to show her 60. Okay, yeah, you can use her a lot too. But this one for Fenny, yeah, I guess it's okay. It's not really doing a lot of damage, you know. I mean, you get crowd control. But yeah, if you have Marian, definitely use her on field and use her straight shot. It's very powerful, especially getting this neural skill. All right, we don't want to go for too long. Let's go to Fritia-Hush. Fritia-Hush, her first ability is a control interrupt, right? So this is a for me, this is actually the SSR character that I got from the novice banner, so I have more familiarity with her. She is definitely, in my opinion, a support character. Okay, so what it does, right? Fritia uses 1 silence chains to bind the target. After hitting the target, chains are unleashed from the target location to 4 surrounding enemies, dragging them towards the original location. Then an explosion is triggered, dealing thermal damage, preventing target from using special skills for 10 seconds. 10 seconds is huge. But don't forget, sometimes you just think like, oh, I'm going to cast this skill to just interrupt opponents. Well, actually, this one, it drags them into one circular area. Like you shoot it, it drags four targets, 4 enemies into one area. Okay, it chains them together basically. After that, they cannot use skills for 10 seconds. Pretty good. And then the neural skills, this is where it gets spicy, right? If you get a neural skill for the first one, after using standard skill, the explosion affects burning effect additional, dealing 10% of Fritia's attack as thermal. Really good. So if you want her to have control, interrupt, and damage, this one might be the one to take. After using standard skill, the explosion applies stunned. So if you want more crowd control, additional crowd control, you might want to choose this one. Now, this is my personal favorite, is her support skill. Damage reduction. You see that not many characters have damage reduction. Okay. You get 5 stacks of Fire God protection. What that means is you get 5 stacks immediately once you cast her support skill. When hit, operative loses 1 stack of Fire God protection and reverse flame is. So you every time you get hit, you lose 1 stack. And then once you lose that stack, a reverse flame is triggered. Damage taken for this hit is reduced by 50%, and surrounding target are burned, dealing thermal damage every 5 seconds. Okay, and then so basically the thermal damage, you see that right here, 10% of attack for 5 seconds. But the main point is you get reduced damage for 50% of your damage. Oh no, a reduced hit by 50%. So when a boss ultis you, you have this Fire God protection, you have 5 stacks. 50% of the damage you absorb. That makes you a crazy tank. Crazy tank. That's why it's so good. I have her as my support. I don't really use her on field that much. But if I need to silence a target or interrupt a target, I will use it. But mainly I use her for just a defensive purpose. Just give me shield. 20 second every time, give me shield every 20 second. Well, technically it's 10 second because 20 second is cooldown. Oh shoot, 20 second is cooldown, but the shield lasts for 10 seconds, so technically it's only 10 second as long as you get her energy enough energy recharge. Neural skills, all right. Provides additional iron body effect. Iron body effect, what that means is you do not get crowd controlled. Okay, so for example, if there's an enemy ability that knocks you down on the floor, if you have this neural effect for 10 seconds, you not only get a shield protecting you for 50% of damage, you also become iron body, which means you do not get crowd controlled. You cannot get knocked down. So when bosses try to knock you down and you're just shooting at them, you can just stand in front of the boss's face, shoot, not even care about anything because you're taking 50% reduced damage and you're not getting knocked back or knocked down at all. The second one is Fire God protection will remain after all stacks are consumed, but its damage absorbed effects decrease by 25%. So this I think is huge, but I haven't actually tested it out yet. But what that means is like after all stacks are consumed, and I'm assuming that's under the 10-second rule, right? If something hits you for all your 5 stacks are gone, you still get a decrease for 25% for 10 seconds. But I think that's actually huge. That's actually huge. So if that is what I think it is, I will be testing that very shortly. Watch my stream. I will be getting this, and if it works, you'll see it. I stream nightly on twitch.tv/Lockruner, LOCKRUNER. Just a little throw it in there. Okay. Her ultimate, Until Path's End, is a damage skill. This one is iffy for me. Here, what it does. Unleashes lasting flame at a target, during which you cannot move, but can slowly adjust attack in the direction that you want. 18% of attack, plus 16 as thermal every 1 second. When lasting flame repeatedly hits a target, the final damage increases by 2%, max 20 stacks. So, the bad thing about this is when you're casting this, you cannot move. You could aim. It's like you're standing still. You're like a turret. You stand still and you aim a flamethrower. That's what it looks like. But the problem is, you can't move, and the enemy can still move while they're getting hit by the flame. So if the boss is jumping at you, they can like beat you up. Like I've died while using this move. Let's just say I've died while using this move. because you literally can't move. So I don't know, maybe neuro skills will help it out. Let's look at neuro skills. When lasting flame replaces his target, the final damage increased further to 3%. Okay, additional damage. When using a thermal weapon, final damage dealt by lasting flame increases by 20%. I guess this might be good. 20%, that's a huge number. So maybe, but right now I don't have a fire weapon. Oh, by the way, she's a assault rifle. She's an assault rifle. The assault rifles are actually pretty good in this game. Has a high crit rates for assault rifles, so you want to build crit. But for her, I usually just go for support. This is the most important thing, right? Just get a big shield. The other stuff you can play around with, but just get the shield. Use her as support. You can use her as damage, I guess, because of you can get this neuro skill to do more damage. You can increase your damage with your ulti. It's up to you. For me right now, I'm only using her for the fire god. Fire god protection. Last but not least, Yao-Winter Solstice. She uses a sniper rifle. Yao uses tactical reload. Reloads 1 scorching bullets. When the shot hits a target, explosion is triggered, dealing thermal damage to a target surrounding enemies. Also interrupts skills for 3 seconds. Amazing. Right, this is an enhancement because technically it's a buff to your shot, and it's also interrupt. So if you miss your shot, I'm sorry, you just missed your shot. There you go. So it's not like yeah, you get 1 shot, you miss. Oh, well, technically you get 5 charges, so you get 5 shots, a buff. This is amazing. This is amazing, and plus it also silence. Like that's also, well, not, yeah, silence interrupts. It's also amazing. Well, not silence, interrupts. Well, yeah, basic silence, 3-second silence. When Scorching Sun here's neuro, hits the weak spot, deals additional thermal plus 30% of Yao's attack. This is insane damage right here. Look at that, 30%. You hit the weak spot. Holy crap! And then the other one is when equipped with a thermal weapon, Scorching Sun bullet gains aptitude. Plus burning effects. That is amazing too. Burning effects are also amazing, right? Anytime you can burn an enemy, that's so good. So already straight up, you already know she's gonna be on field DPS, but her support, what it does is another damage. Wow. Yao knocks surrounding enemies in mid-air, dealing thermal damage. She then places the Winter Solar Corona trap. Last 5 seconds, applies burning effect to targets inside a trap, dealing another 10% of Yao's attack. Oh man. So this is good for CC. Like if enemies are surrounding you, let's just say you're a shotgun user, and enemies are surrounding you, you can use this to knock them in the air, dealing thermal damage. Really good. So you use her on field when she's far away. Then when they're getting close, you swap to a shotgun or a pistol, and then use her as a support. Deals additional damage. Neuro skill when ends, when your second skill ends, deals thermal damage into 50% of Yao's attack. Holy shit! Right? Like you guys already can tell, like this character is busted. When an operator uses skill inside Winter Solstice, can consume it to recover more energy. Holy, that's really good too. So like whoever casts it using the skill, right, using her support skill, they get energy. Hell yeah. Sharing Resurrection. Her energy cost is 100, kind of expensive, but Winter Solstice Tactical Solar provides Yao with all resistance of 20%. This is a passive, right? Passive. You always have this. But when you use her special, you shatter your armor, enters the Solar Flare state. Her weapon is replaced with a new Solar Storm. Solar armor bonus resistance is no longer active, but so basically you remove your armor, and now you get the Solar Storm. Solar Storm shots deals thermal damage, but do not gain energy, or you ultimate energy. New Solar Storm cannot be reloaded through ordinary means. Yao will exit her Solar Flare state immediately when she reloads, run out of ammunition, or leaves the field. After Solar Flare state ends, Solar Armor will be reactivated and Yao will gain all types of resistance bonus. Right? 270% of attack. Yeah guys. Busted much? So you remove all your armor, and then basically you get crazy damage. But you could become squishier. Hero skills: when equipped with thermal type weapon, increase crit rate of solar for a 10%. Amazing. When hitting the same part of the enemy target with new solar storm, final damage increase by 4%, max 5 stacks. Amazing. Okay, like she's just amazing. And now we're going to team comps, right? Okay, no, my recommendation, right? My recommendation is if you need a damage dealer, without a doubt, Yao-Winter Solstice. Sniper rifle, long range shots, amazing abilities like I just went over. So much damage. Amazing, you know. So don't forget, you get 2 characters, right? 2 characters. So if you get Winter as your primary damage, you would probably want to take Fenny or Fritia as your support, because what Fenny does is, hey, don't forget, while you're using your ultimate, you can't switch away from her, but you can still, it doesn't say you cannot use secondary abilities of other character, right? Basically, it ends when you run out of ammo, reload, or leave field. But when you're on field, when you use your ultimate, you can still use secondary abilities. So you have Fenny, you get increased 18% rate of fire, or if you use Fritia, you get a shield. Remember, you lose all your armor while in this state. Well, you know what? Fritia gives you a 10-second shield. So you become a sniper. Tank's ultimate sniper. Or when you're not using your ultimate, Benny's ability, 20-second cooldown for 8 seconds, so you have 12 seconds in between time. You get 18% fire rate for your sniper, right? Crazy. Marian-Swift is also very good as a main damage dealer, but the thing is, like, you just saw how OP her damage modifiers are for Yao-Winter Solstice. Marian is really good for mobile users. If you want to be a damage dealer using mobile users, because of these mechanics, right? Because of this, you just need to like stand still, wait for enemies to go in a straight line, shoot them all, or have a free lock on as a mobile user. Hell yeah, right? Free lock on, just lock on once with your dump, and you can shoot again. Okay, very good, very good. So yeah, obviously, yeah. So you have the 2 damage. There's actually another. If you need a crowd control, character, then you get Lyfe-Wild Hunt. What do you mean by crowd control? Well, let's see your first roll. You already got maybe a Marian, you already got Yao, and maybe you have another character that you really like, and you don't need supports. You know, then maybe you want crowd control, because Lyfe-Wild Hunt kills mobs easily. Winter Solstice is really good for single target, but if you feel like you're always getting crowded and hell out enemies, like her abilities on field, like this Frostfire thing, Frost Wolves will just kill everything on field. Boom, boom, dead. Or if you need like a super control, roll the Blizzard on the field. Or even her support skill is so good, right? For 4 seconds, freezing targets for 4 seconds, applying Frostbite, which deals frost damage. So you can use Yao to like snipe when they get close. Use life secondary to freeze the enemy in front of you for 4 seconds. Then you snipe again, right? Or Marian. So snipe. So obviously Marian and Yao is like the main DPS. Life can also be a main DPS, but she's better at like swapping in and out teams, where you swap in to do crowd control, you swap out to do other objectives. That is my go-through. Of all the 5 stars currently that you could get, other than Akashi and Kaguya. Any questions or comments? Please feel free to leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Thank you so much. Have a good day.